Hey guys, I know that last episode ended on a downer. Billy's story is a sad one. But the truth is hard, and this is the true story of Paradise High. So you can either watch some fluffy 35-minute film with some ridiculous music video in the middle, or you can keep listening to this podcast and get the true story. The most difficultly true story of what happened. What really happened at Paradise High. And I would know because I was there. Are you still there? Good. Okay. Well, let's pick up the story in the office of everyone's favorite principal, Mr. Raznotovich. You remember him, right? The jovial, maybe less than professional, but beloved by the students, poker-playing, bearded principal who may or may not have worn Groucho Marx glasses at the poker pit. Okay. Glad we're on the same page. So, Mr. Raznotovich is sitting at his desk, across from a suspended student.
Suspension is a serious matter, Mr. Clark. We can't just allow anyone back into school unless they've shown true remorse. You need to really want it. So, to prove how much you want it, I'd like you to eat this scorpion.
Yes, he does have a live scorpion in his hand.
Do you want it?
I want it.
Do you want it?
I want it!
All right, then show me how much you want it.
That's Lincoln Colby entering the office. He's a new kid. He entered just in time to see the scorpion's tail disappear. He sees Mr. Raznotovich stand and shake the once suspended student's hand.
Very good, Mr. Clark. Welcome back to Paradise High.
Thanks.
The suspended student exits, leaving just Lincoln in the room.
Welcome. Have a seat.
Lincoln sits down. Mr. Raznotovich reaches behind his desk.
Let's see here. Here's a real juicy one. Oh, it's fast.
So they sent me here to... I'm new.
Mr. Raznotovich comes up from behind his desk with another scorpion.
Oh, you're new. Sorry, we won't need this.
Mr. Raznotovich tosses the scorpion away behind him. Oh, and by the way, if you're ever in his office, make sure you wear really thick shoes.
Let's see, where's your file? Ah, Lincoln Colby, here it is. Welcome to Paradise High.
What? Why did you shred my file?
East Hollywood High School presents Paradise High, Episode 12, A New Kid in Paradise.
Well, all you vampires are the same. You're all just ruthless thugs that won't leave us alone.
We have to be ruthless, or you rotting meatbags will exterminate us.
That's Scott and Lindsay rehearsing for the big play, Bloody Mary, A Tale of Lifeless Love. If that title doesn't scream Tony Award, then I don't know what does. Of course you know that that's the all-familiar sound of fake blood being applied to zombie costumes. Looks like Michi and her groupies are stuck with this job.
So I heard on the stew the other day that some of the best actors in the industry really understand all aspects of the set. And I was like, that's what I get to do with this job right now. And it was really inspiring.
Her cronies eat it up. Sort of. Paul enters. You know, the thug in the black hoodie. As you can hear, he has a note in his hand. He watches Scott and Lindsay rehearse.
What are you talking about? You're the ones trying to exterminate us.
Be quiet. I'm not going to fall for your dirty zombie tricks.
Very good, Lindsay. I like your intonation on that last line. Now, let's try it one more time, but how about if this time we...
Miss Kelly sees Paul and looks at his note.
Oh, excellent. We are very glad to have you in class, Paul. You have just what it takes to add that special touch of post-apocalyptic nightmare to our backdrops.
2 students paint backdrops nearby. They look kind of pathetic. Paul smiles smugly.
I'm just so glad you're taking an interest in theater.
Paul doesn't really hear Miss Kelly,
We have to be ruthless, or you rotting meatbags will exterminate us.
because he's too busy watching Lindsay rehearse her lines.
We have to be ruthless, or you rotting meatbags will exterminate us.
Yeah,
We have to be ruthless, or you rotting meatbags will exterminate us.
sure.
We have to be ruthless, or you rotting meatbags will exterminate us.
Theater.
We have to be ruthless, or you rotting meatbags will exterminate us.
That's exactly what Paul is interested in.
We have to be ruthless, or you rotting meatbags will exterminate us.
There's no chance he joined the class because of a girl.
We have to be ruthless, or you rotting
Paul?
meatbags will exterminate us.
Paul,
What? Oh, yeah,
go right ahead and help Sam and Lee with that backdrop.
right.
Paul's art always comes from a can. Miss Kelly looks over her script.
Now, where were we?
On page 5?
Oh, right. Now, Lindsay, when you say, you rotting meatbags will exterminate us, I'd like... Oh,
Miss Kelly's thermos has run dry. Michi stands, ready to fulfill her usual duties.
Lindsay, would you be a darling and get me some more coffee from my room? It's in my office.
Sure.
I can do it, Miss Kelly.
Oh, thank you, Michi. But it's quite all right. Lindsay could probably use a break anyways.
Lindsay eyes Michi, then Miss Kelly, stuck between a rock and a hard place. She decides to take the thermos and exit quickly.
Lindsay Dunleavy Blue.
Lindsay sits with her grandpa, eating a pickle while she looks over her script.
So you don't want to exterminate the vampires? So you don't want to exterminate the vampires. So you don't want to exterminate vampires.
Nearby, Mr. Raznatovich leads the new kid, Lincoln, out of his office and into the lobby.
Normally we do this thing with the golf cart, but Mr. Smith is off getting it serviced. It's probably for the better, it being lunchtime and all. We wouldn't want to run over anyone.
Mr. Raznatovich laughs boisterously and slaps Lincoln on the back, then exits. Lincoln is alone in a sea of unfamiliar faces. Pierced, tattooed, and laminated faces. This is Paradise High after all.
Hey, you know?
Way to go, Lindsay. Way to welcome the new kid. Wasn't too long ago when you were in his shoes.
Yeah, I'm Lincoln.
I'm Lindsay. So would you like a tour? I could show you around.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Great. This place seems a little weird at first, but it's pretty great. We should find your locker before Mr. Smith catches you with your backpack.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get the part. I mean, let's be real. No one else here.
Meanwhile, Michi and Scott eat in the cafeteria and talk. Or, rather, Michi talks. Her friend, Reed Crony, Ashley, curls her hair with an iron.
Why do they serve this food? It's so disgusting. I mean, can they really call this chicken? And didn't they serve the same thing yesterday?
I think it's alright.
Scott's always the optimist.
And I was watching you and Lindsay rehearse today. It was so annoying how Lindsay kept butchering those lines about exterminating zombies. She wouldn't survive 5 minutes in the industry.
I thought she did good. I thought she did a good job.
There you go again, sticking up for people. I think it's so cute how you do that.
She really did do a good job today.
I thought so too.
Shut up, Ashley. Scott, just because you have to like her on stage doesn't mean you should like her in real life.
Why not? She's nice.
Why not? Because you're my boyfriend. You're supposed to be on my side.
Why do we have to have sides? She was better for the part, that's all.
A beat.
I can't believe you just said that. I'm out of here.
Michi, Ashley's still curling your hair.
Ow, Ashley, careful with that thing.
Oh, sorry.
I tried to warn her.
Babe, I didn't mean...
Michi storms past Lindsay and Jesse and new kid Lincoln, all with lunch trays in their hands. Lincoln turns to Lindsay.
What's her problem?
She's Michi.
Jesse.
Okay, and is the lunch lady person like that every day?
The lunch lord? Don't worry, he's more afraid of you than you are of him.
Oh no, that's the sound of two of Billy's believers sneaking up on Lincoln. But don't worry, Lindsay sees them.
Drop it, guys. I can vouch that Lincoln is not an alien.
The believers drop their burlap sack in frustration.
Lincoln, let's go eat somewhere else before you get a black eye. Come on, Jesse.
The believers are left alone, deflated. They suddenly jump to attention when they notice Billy, their fearless leader, walking up, deep in his own thoughts.
Sorry, Commander. We were thwarted, but we'll regroup and get him by the end of the day.
Billy waves them away without looking up or losing pace.
Don't worry about it.
The two believers look at each other in disbelief.
Don't worry about it.
Billy's not the only one walking around aimlessly in his thoughts. Michi meanders around the school exterior, checking her phone for nothing really. A text from Scott.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Going to join the Stoners?
Michi turns. Paul is tagging something unusually beautiful on a wall.
What?
You're heading to Stoner Row.
Michi looks down the way she was headed. An alley full of stoners, all quite high.
Ew. I guess I don't know where I'm going.
Most people don't.
Paul, what do you think of me?
I think you're a bitch.
Well, everyone knows that. But do you think I'm a good actress?
The world has enough actors. We need more authenticity.
Do you think I'm better than Lindsay?
No.
I thought the world needed less actors.
But the world needs more Lindsays.
Paul points to his work on the wall. It's like Monet and Cezanne got their hands on spray paint and made a masterpiece together.
Look at this. Do you like it?
Yeah, actually I do.
It's called Ode to Lindsay.
You're not serious.
Serious. I've never met anyone like her before.
You are serious. Ugh, I'm out of here.
Nice talking to you, bitch.
You too, asshole.
My mom only lets me eat Wheaties for breakfast, but the other day, I snuck some Captain Crunch into the bowl.
Jesse tells Lindsay and Lincoln his story of rebellion as they eat in the hall, leaning against lockers.
Good job, Jesse.
Captain Crunch?
Yeah, his mom's kind of controlling. That's a big deal for him.
Oh, cool. Nicely done, J-Man.
That sound was a fist bump. Not quite as recognizable as the high five you heard earlier. At this moment, Harker, that hipster of all hipsters, walks past, doing something on his iPad.
Hey, Harker, this is...
What are you doing here?
Lincoln stands quickly.
Harker,
You what? You want to ruin my life again?
Harker's usually cool and condescending. But at this moment, Lindsay and Jesse see a side of him they've never seen before. It's like some dark underbelly, normally concealed by thick layers of plaid and graphic tees, has come to light. And what an ugly underbelly it is.
You know how many years of therapy I went through because of you?
Harker, please, it's just that
I'm not gonna stand for this.
Harker!
Lincoln is in shock. He walks off in the opposite direction from Harker. Lindsay turns to Jesse.
What was that?
I don't know.
But I know. Because I was there. But you, my friends, the listeners, will have to wait until next time, because this episode is to be continued. This episode was brought to you by Really Thick Shoes, great for walking through deserts, Arizonian garages, Mr. Raznatovich's office, areas between 66 and 99 degrees Fahrenheit, and anywhere scorpions are found. And school lunches. They taste bad and they're bad for you, but hey, there's always the chocolate milk. On the next episode of Paradise High.
Mr. Smith, Parker Kendall would like to meet with you. He says he has a problem with our new student.
Okay. Send him in.
All of that and more in A New Kid in Paradise.